In this video, I'm going to share with you how I had a song that was barely getting 50 to 60 streams a day, and now it's getting over 500 streams a day. And we did it in less than 2 weeks by running Facebook and Instagram ads to a Spotify playlist. This is day 12 or 13. I don't know what day we're on. You have to look at the subject line, but we're doing a 30-day challenge to blow up a song. And I'm really excited to share the data with you today. My name's Chris, also known as the artist Manafest. I have about 500,000 monthly listeners on Spotify and over 130 million streams. We got the plaque from YouTube as well. I've been doing music for a long time. I've been really blessed to have a great career in music. It's been good to me. I've toured my face off for so many years. I took a year off before COVID. COVID hit, and that really pulled me back. And so I got into TV and film writing. We had a song in the Super Bowl last year. We had a song in the Olympics. I had a song in the NHL this year and some other TV shows. So I write full time for TV, film, and do like heavy kind of rock stuff and some hip hop stuff. And so I'm going to be showing you how I promoted my song Help and blew this thing up. But I want you to know that the artists that are killing it aren't necessarily 5 times more talented than you and I. Okay, they're not 5 times more smarter. They're not 5 times more higher IQ, or just because they live in a certain country or whatever, right? The reason a lot of artists are a lot more bigger and more and doing better than you and I is because they think 5 times bigger. They think 5 times bigger. They dream bigger. They shoot their shot. When it matters, they buy. You know, I look at this like when stocks drop, when crypto drops, what do most people do? They sell, right? But the pros, the people that are really making money, they know that's a good time to buy when everybody else is freaking out. You know, the Bible says in Joshua 1:8, it says to be strong and courageous. Be strong and courageous. And you need to be courageous in this music industry. You got to be willing to take the shot when it matters. And sometimes that's spending money on ads. Sometimes that's hiring a producer. You know, I'll never forget, you know, finally, after I finally started to sell records and had a hit song, and I knew who made that hit song. It was because this amazing producer that I had worked with. Obviously, I co-wrote the songs as well, too. I was part of it, but I knew it was this producer. And so now he had only started working with like Bieber and Christina Aguilera, Pitbull, Magic, some huge names, right? So he wasn't really working with independent artists anymore. And he said, okay, if you want to work with me still, man, this is the price. And you see, broke artists know how much everything costs, but don't know how much something is really worth. Okay? Broke artists have a list of excuses of why I can't, why, you know, why I won't, why I haven't. Where successful artists, they just figure it out. You know, broke artists say, I can't afford that. You know, rich artists, rich-minded artists say, how can I afford that? And when this producer dropped that price on me, I was like, man, got to figure this out, right? And I asked my wife, I'm like, what do you think? And then, like, you know, and my wife had my back because I wasn't asking really much for permission as I was for support. And for some of you, that's really going to ring true. You need to ask your significant other, not just for support or not for permission, but for support for the vision. You know what I'm saying? But that means you got to paint that vision, man. That means you got to dream big. That means you got to get your butt working. You got to work hard for this music career if you really, really want things to move forward. Because I'll tell you, like I said earlier in this challenge, the best song doesn't always win. It's the best marketed song. But on this challenge, I've been sharing that. Look, I want to take a song that I believe in because I know you have a song that you believe in, and that if only more people heard it, you'd start to get results. Well, so far, we've got some amazing results since we've promoted and marketed this song. And so I'm going to share my screen right now with you. Let's dive into this to show you what we've been doing, what day we're on here. I'm going to be in my Spotify for Artists dashboard. We got 173 people listening to my music right now, 172. It'll go up, it'll go down. Let's click on music. Let's do a search for my song Help. Gonna click on this sucker. For the last 28 days. Okay, we started right here. Okay, we started on the Monday, 73 streams. jumped to 92. Then we went down a little bit to 82. Then we jumped to 113, all the way to 190. And now here we are, 380, and now 505 streams yesterday. Come on. But you know what's really exciting if you look at this data is saves. They're still up. They went down a little bit yesterday. Okay, because this is the data from yesterday, right? Playlist ads, okay, they went down a little bit. That's okay. But look at this. Streams per listener. That is huge, man. So that is going up. So you know what that means? That means people are listening to the song about 2 times. This was 1.6. This was 1.8 earlier. And so now people are listening to the song about 2 times. That's awesome. So we're hoping to really trigger Spotify's algorithm. Like, where did these streams come from? Well, let's click on playlists. Let's see where they came from. Okay. Well, just in the last 28 days, we can see 389 of them came from the ads that I've been running to this playlist, because that's where I'm going. Here's another playlist I have that's my genre-based playlist. We got about 87 from there. That's cool. The algorithm has only given me 30, 22, 14. So the algorithm has not kicked in yet. So that might happen next week. That might happen tomorrow. I don't know when it's going to kick in. It might not kick in. That'll really suck if I have to pay for all these streams and then I don't get any algorithmic streams. That'll really suck. But we'll see what happens. But this is the thing. You don't just turn on ads and have a big spike and then turn it off. I want to look at you. Look, you don't just turn on ads for a while and then turn them off. If you're going to start ads, figure out what your budget is and commit to at least 30 to 60 days. Okay, can you commit? Can you make a decision? Don't say, I'm just going to try. What did we say yesterday? A try is a fail every time. You got to make a decision. You got to make a commitment. I've been showing up here for you guys almost every single day for almost 2 weeks straight. Okay, I'm a little late today, but I showed up, right? But you got to make a commitment. That word decision means to cut off. Stop saying I'm going to try to do it and say I'm going to do it. I am going to figure this thing out. And so right now, I need to keep feeding the algorithm, right? I'm feeding it data. So eventually it grabs a hold of that song and it starts sharing it out. I got to make sure I've opted it into Spotify discovery mode because that'll help share it out even more. But just to prove how powerful the algorithm is, because it's not just about the streams I run to my playlist. That's fine, okay? But if we click on music and we click on songs, let's take a look at my song Impossible. In the last 28 days, if I click playlists, 46,000 streams from radio, 16,000 streams from mixes. Your DJ, 11,000 streams. Okay, so the algorithm has the ability to really blow up a song, which is huge. And that's the goal, man. And this is what the head of Spotify was talking about, the head of marketing on this interview. He's like, look, the artists that hustle streams, all of a sudden they see a song getting more streams. Their algorithm sees that. Their editorial teams see that. What I say on my Spotify 5-day challenge is a song isn't successful because it got an editorial playlist. It got an editorial playlist because it was successful. We drove the success with ads, and now Spotify is like, okay, you gave us something to work with. Now we're going to share this out even more. All right. But you got to hustle those streams, baby. You got to get those happening, and then it will start doing the work for you. Okay. The question is, how much have we spent so far? Let's take a look at what I've spent, right? Let's look at the money. Show me the money. Okay. Let me share my screen here and go into Ads Manager. We set this up originally with Hyped It, but let's take a look at the Ads Manager. Like, what are we spending per day right now? So yesterday, let's go yesterday. We spent 47 Canadian. Okay, and 47 Canadian is like nothing. Okay, 47 Canadian is let's see what that is. Pulling up my calculator here. It's being whack on me. Let's open this up. So 47 times 0.6. That's about 28 bucks a day. Okay, we're spending nothing. Okay, so this ad is 18 bucks a day on this one, 39 a day on this one. Let's because this is a 30-day challenge, I want to ramp this up slow, but let's go 22. Let's give that one $4 more, and let's put this up to 42. Okay, We're going to do this incrementally. Now, the only thing is, which is interesting, okay, is that, and again, we're running ads to a playlist. Go watch the other days. I took my best performing posts that I posted on Instagram about that song, and those are my ads. Okay. And we're getting really cheap clicks on that. Let's just take a look here. Okay. And hopefully the clicks stay cheap. We got to keep an eye on that. So yesterday, it was 21 cents Canadian on the one. So what is that American? 21 cents is 21 cents times 0.6. That's 12 cents on the one, and then 45 cents on the other one Canadian. That is 27 cents. So these are definitely scalable, but I'm going to have to do some things inside the ad set possibly once we start spending like 50 bucks a day on each. And we'll get to 50 bucks a day on each next week. I'll make sure we're at over $100 a day. I want to go to $200 a day for a time being just to kind of see. But like we're going to scale this thing up, but you got to be careful because sometimes when you spend more, ad costs go up. So that's why I'm kind of just giving it a budget because I want to make sure that I'm not overspending. Because like if I'm spending $50 a day right now and it's costing me 27 cents a click, if I jump that up to 100 a day and then I'm paying 50 cents a click, well, I'm just spending more and I'm getting the same thing. So I want to incrementally raise the budget, but I want the cost to stay the same. I might have to do some new targeting, some new different things to make sure that I keep my costs down. Because like, look, and this is why we coach people and help you, because like when you set up ads, your ads might be terrible. Okay. It's not that the song's bad, but the ad is bad. Okay. And so it's costing you $1 a click. It's costing you 75 cents. It's costing you 50 cents. And that's too much. It's too much. You shouldn't be paying that much, especially like US dollars. Okay. You want to get it to like 20, 30 cents at the most. Okay. And if you're not, well, then we need to keep working on the ad. Okay. And that's why I want to invite you to the Spotify challenge next week, where I'm going to be going live every day. I'm going to be doing a training for an hour, and then I'm going to be doing Q&A for an hour. You can ask me any question you want on Zoom. You won't hurt my feelings. You can ask any question. You can ask multiple questions. But you know what's really powerful about this challenge is you get to network with other artists, and you get to hear the questions that they ask. And they ask questions that you might not have thought of, and you get to hear those answers, and you get to benefit from it. Okay? Because why do people perish? For a lack of knowledge. Okay? There is a price of ignorance and not knowing how to run ads. And I normally only share this with like my inner circle students, but look, write down $100,000. Okay? I want you to write it down on a piece of paper right now. Write it down, grab a piece of paper, write $100,000. Then I want you to write down what you made from music last year. Okay? What did you make? If you made $10,000, write 10,000. If you made $1,000, write 1,000. But let's say you made $10,000 from music last year, and you subtract that from $100,000. That means you paid life $90,000 last year, and the year before that, and the year before that, for not knowing how to make six figures with your music. Okay? I made my first six figures with music from touring and merch. Then we made it in streams, made it with a one sync placement last year. There is multiple streams of income that are made from music, but you got to start with one. And the reason I love streaming and I like Spotify so much is because they go and find fans for me. Okay. When the touring stopped in my world, the money stopped. But what didn't stop was the streaming revenue. Okay. From Spotify, from Apple, from YouTube. You've heard me say this before. It stands for sales while I sleep soundly, or streams while I sleep soundly. But I had to invest. I had to grow the business. I had to invest in the business and get my music working for me. That's why while I'm recording this video, my music is working for me. If I click on home right here, I can see that 211 people are listening to my music right now. 210, 209. It'll go up, it'll go down, okay? But that's just one revenue stream. And Spotify is the beast, okay? Spotify is the beast, but the second beast is YouTube, okay? YouTube is a freaking beast. Let me show you this, okay? And I hope this is beneficial for everybody, but let's take a look here at YouTube. Let me pull it up here. Good old YouTube. If I click on analytics right now, I can see right now, just in the last 48 hours, I've had 89,000 views. Okay. But let me show you something really cool I was going to share. So these are all the views on my channel. Well, what about other people's channels? And I want to show you something really cool that happened. I think it'll show 90 days ago. Look at this big spike here. Okay. So we're getting like, 18,000 streams a day, 24,000 streams a day, right? Well, what happened here? 827,000 streams in one day, 578,000 streams another day, 258,000 streams. Looks like just like the other day, 48,000 streams. We had like a double or a triple. So what happened there? Does anybody want to know what happened there? Somebody used my song in their video, okay? And it got millions of views, over a course of a week, definitely millions, just in a few days, hundreds of thousands. And so this is the cool stuff that happens when you start to market and promote your music. Like I'm starting to promote my music globally. That's what we're doing with meta ads, man. Like we're reaching millions of people. Now, I can't buy fans. Okay, I can't buy a fan base. You can't buy me in love, the Beatles. But you can buy impressions. Okay, you can speed up the process. But it's up to your song and my song to win over the hearts of the people. Whether that's a pop song, a love song, a rock song, whatever type of song it is, the song actually does the selling. And the cool thing is music belongs on Facebook and Instagram. It is organic. It is native. If you see an ad for smoking or alcohol or I don't know, just like someone trying to sell you something right? That's not native to a social media platform, okay? Like think about it. You're hanging out with your friends, right? You're hanging out with your friends. You're having a social experience, right? Well, that's what social media is. What do you do when you're hanging out with friends, maybe by the fire, going for a drive at the beach? You are listening to music. It belongs on social media. So your ads are very organic, but you just got to make sure they don't look like ads. But again, we pour gasoline on the fire, and the fire is your social media post about your music. You've got to promote your music. You got to post on social media. I don't like it either. I wish I could just release music and it just gets millions of streams. Sometimes it does. But if I really want it to blow up, sometimes I've got to step in here and go, okay, I'm going to promote this song now. Okay, I'm going to run it as an ad. If it did well organically, well, let's do that. And it's not just boosting a post. It's setting up an ad, a conversion ad, so I know when somebody has clicked over, just to drive this home, because we haven't done this in a few days. And I think you guys will benefit from this. Let's share my screen. Like what are we doing? What does the ad look like? Okay, if we got yesterday, okay, 76 people clicked over here. What did they do? Let's take a look at the ad. 75 people on this one ad. Okay, here's the ad. Check out this hip hop playlist featuring Manafest. Help by Manafest. Listen now. Okay, we've had 20 shares. Woo! 328 likes. Okay, now where does this take them? Okay, well, let's click on Facebook posts. Hopefully you guys can still see this. Now let's scroll down here. Let's click listen now. Okay, it takes them to the song. We click play and it says open Spotify. I don't know if you guys can see that. Okay, but it takes them to the playlist. This is where here I'm gonna have to reshare my screen here. Let me reshare my screen so you can see this. This is what popped up when they listened to it. It went to a playlist, and I want to show you that. It took them to this playlist. Okay, it took them to this Manafest playlist, and so they started streaming this song "Help." Okay, that's where I'm getting all my streams from, dude. This playlist only had like 1,700 plus followers. It's got 1,900 followers now, so people are following my playlist. This is dope, right? But the question is, are people listening to No Stranger to the Pain? Are they listening to Starts with a Legend? Are they listening to Powerful? That's a good question, right? Like, are they just listening to the first song or are they listening to the other songs? Like, is this really working? Let's find out. Okay, let's find out. Well, let's share the screen here. go take a look and do some investigative research, right? Like, is this working? I want to know if it's working. I don't want just streams of one song. So let's click on music. Let's click songs. Let's do No Stranger. There it is. Let's take a look. Well, look at that. Would you look at that? Look at the stream starting to go up. Okay. We're only getting 43 on that one, 38. We've almost doubled streams on that. But where are the streams coming from? Well, let's click playlists. Well, would you look at that? In the last, let's even just go 24 hours. 33 streams came from that. Well, what about the other song? I think there's another song on there called Powerful that was underneath. Let's click on that. That song is getting like, 382. It's getting 300 streams. So this song's a little newer. It's already doing good. Let's click on playlists. Let's go last 24 hours. And there, right there. This is Manafest right there. See, this is my algorithmic one that Spotify created. This is the one that I control. And look, 17 streams. So that means people like strangers, like this is the coolest thing. Strangers, right, are seeing my ad. They're stopping what they're doing. They're going and listening to one song. And then a percentage of them are listening to a lot of the songs. Like, is this cool? Please leave a comment on this video and say, that's cool. Like, I just think that's cool, man. Like, I just want people to hear my music. I want to make an impact. Obviously, I'm a Christian. I want to get my music, tell people more about God. But, not every song I write is about God. Some are just like rock on songs, love songs, whatever. But like, I just want people to hear my music. And I know you do too. And so don't just be addicted to education and allergic to execution. Execute on this stuff. Get in the game. Stop making excuses. Start with what you can. If you even got to save up a budget, work some extra hours, sell some stuff on Facebook Marketplace, get a budget, lower your recording budget, and increase your marketing budget. That's probably some of the best advice I could give you. I'm going to say that again. Lower your recording budget and increase your marketing budget. Because if they don't know you, they can't flow you. If they don't know you, they can't listen to you. They can't buy your merch. They can't come to the shows. And I don't even care if this is an old song or a song that's not out yet. I said to a lot of artists, like, run ads to a pre-save campaign. Like, I got a new album coming out next week. And that's, again, why you want to be part of the Spotify challenge, because I'm going to be showing you how I'm going to release this thing to the world next week. Like, you're going to be seeing live me releasing it. Okay. That's not going to be here on YouTube. And, I'm doing a pre-save campaign and I'm giving away the songs before they're even out. But you're like, well, won't that hurt your release? No, nobody knows I exist. Okay. Like, sure, I have 500,000 monthly listeners. Me leaking a song out early is not going to hurt my release. My problem is no one knows I even exist, really, my music. And same thing with you. All right. So we want to get known. All right. And a good tail sign, again, if you watched yesterday, not only will the streams go up, not only will the shares go up on the ad, the likes, right? But the hate goes up too. Especially when we start spending some more money, we're starting to go to a colder and colder audience. And that means more people that have no idea who I am, strangers. And sometimes strangers are mean, man. Sometimes strangers are like, ooh, I freaking like that. And sometimes strangers, especially guys, unfortunately, because we need to step up our game, they like to leave hateful comments, unfortunately. But I want to encourage you. I hope this excites you. I want to remind you that a fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. So keep fighting for this dream. Keep dreaming. Keep believing. And go promote your music, man. Go make some social media posts. Go blow it up. Like, we have this weapon, okay? And it's social media, okay? Don't be a consumer. Be a creator and go make a difference. And watch this next video, which is day 13 or 14. I don't know what day we're on, but we're going to do a full 30-day challenge. Watch the next one in this episode. Peace, y'all.